sunny day in the Pacific Northwest. But I was thinking about fund managers and how often they have to make decisions almost on a daily basis, where there's competing interests involved in the decision that's being made. And kind of let me tell you here real quickly what the competing interests that we encounter as fund managers, almost daily, certainly every week, is that difference between the investors who are the passive investors that are in our fund, ones that have deposited, invested money in our fund, which obviously that's where the majority of our responsibility lies in making sure we're taking care of that investor. And then on the other side here is that for every one of these mortgage notes that we purchase, there's a homeowner. There's people that live in that house, maybe they got kids or whatever. So sometimes what's best for the homeowner may not always be what's best for the investor. So we get to make those decisions. Uh, what is the best thing for the fund involved in overall? Let me give you a couple of examples here. Right now, we're going through a process of well, two foreclosures. Both of these are the foreclosure process of it. The first one, we were supposed to have a foreclosure early in the month of May, back on May 2nd. And the homeowner on this particular part, on this loan, was a single mom with four kids, all under the age of 15. And it's been a struggle. She bought the house with another person involved. That other person had the majority of the income to qualify, and that person just left and is not part of the picture anymore. And so this young mom with four kids is the one that's trying to keep the house, stay in the house, keep her children somewhat stable because of the school districts and things like that, but hasn't made a payment for a long time. And so that is actually an asset that's part of the fund. And we're trying to liquidate this fund and make sure that we can get the investors paid back all their capital plus whatever return is still owed to them. So that's one of those decisions that we have to make on, how tolerant are we with this particular homeowner who's in a tough situation. We realize that. And we want to keep these people in the house as best they can, but that doesn't always work. And in this case, this particular customer, just a few days before the foreclosure was supposed to happen, filed bankruptcy. It automatically goes on a stay of bankruptcy. Uh, they submitted their petition, but then there's a whole list of things they have to submit to the court that they failed to meet it by the deadline. So one thing will happen after I'm done with this video. I'll go back and look at Pacer to find out what the status of that is. There had been a motion to dismiss, which would allow us to ramp back up. And I think the next available time for us to foreclose is sometime in August. And so that's an important part of that, but it's a decision that we had to make. We did offer this particular borrower on a couple different occasions an opportunity to go through a temporary payment plan and then to roll into a permanent modification, but they just didn't cooperate, which to me, cooperation and communication is a big deal. Now we have this other transaction that's in a trust deed state. It's an elderly couple that probably are only getting income on Social Security, very little income. We bought the loan and they were current, but immediately after we bought the loan several years ago, they went delinquent. They got pretty far delinquent, but we were able to hook them up with that respective state's housing finance agency. They had a program that if you were negatively infected or affected, I guess, by COVID, then they had some cash set aside to bring your loan current. So this particular borrower was eligible for that program. They were able to pay off all their arrearages, all the things that were deferred, and bring their payments current. I think they got $33,000 to pay that and bring that loan back current. So we provided them an opportunity to get back on track. But almost instantly, they got behind again, and the payment's not that much, and so we now have this couple, this elderly couple that have been in this house. I think there might even be some illness involved here. That's some healthcare kind of stuff. Uh, but we have to initiate foreclosure on them because again, haven't had a payment from them for a long time. So as much as we don't like to do that, we have to do this. And in both of these situations, if they have to move to a rental property, they're going to pay more in rent than what the house payment is. But I don't know if they've thought of that. But in both these situations, they have an equity position on that. So in reality, it'd be best for them to sell the house, walk away with a pretty significant, in one case, at least a six-figure proceeds on the sale of that, relocate and restart there. But again, really what this is all about is just demonstrating that fund managers have to make decisions that sometimes are adverse for one party but benefit the overall funds. And so that's what we do here at Bridge City Factors. We make those decisions so you don't have to. If you're an accredited investor and you're interested in investing in promissory notes secured by real estate, but you don't want to learn the program again, you don't want to learn a new skill, you don't want to get involved in even making those decisions, going through the foreclosure process, building up the team of attorneys and things like that, we've already done that. We're here for you. We're experienced at it, and we'd love to talk. So thank you very much for listening today, and happy investing to you.